Hi guys, are you able to see me and hear me? Quickly in the chat box. I can see there are so many people here. So guys, are you able to see me and hear me? And welcome everyone here. This is the very first session for ChatGPT Ultimate Frontend Bootcamp. Waiting for your responses. Okay, good evening, Raki. What about the rest of you guys? Okay, hi Rishabh. Thank you for the confirmation. Thank you, Raki, for the confirmation. What about the rest of you guys? Can I have a hi from everybody so that I can also see your names? Okay. Shalika, okay. Okay, Praveen, got it. All right. Hey guys, I have just typed in a hey guys. Can you just give me a hi right now? All right. Good evening, Sahana. All right. Of course, I watch anime. Okay, hi. All right. Hi, Satvik. All right. Hi, Gaurav. All right. Good evening, Vikash. Hi, Athar. Hi, Shivnath. Hi, Amsa. Hi, Shanmukhi. Hi, Dinesh, Praveen, Sahana. All right, guys. So, guys, how are you feeling right now? So, this is the very first session, and Yash would be joining in very, very soon. Stay tuned. Okay, hi, Gopal. Atharv. Okay, guys. I am feeling good. Thank you for asking me. How are you guys feeling? Are you guys excited for this very first session? So, in this very first session, first of all, thank you so much for being such a punctual audience. You guys are here exactly at 8 o'clock. So, that is really good to see. And this just simply shows me that you guys are really excited to build ChatGPT from today. So, guys, are you excited to build ChatGPT? Very excited. Sahana is very excited. Okay, hi Himani, hi Ghanshyam, hi Coaching Center, hi Shrutika, hi. Okay, Praveen is saying yes. So, ma'am, it's my first class. So that is very good to see, Sagar. That is your very first class, and that's going to be awesome. Okay. I Ram Jabeen. Okay, he says yes. All right. That is good to see, guys. So, guys, do you know what is ChatGPT? Before we move on to the session and help you build ChatGPT from scratch, do you guys know what is ChatGPT in the first place? Bhavnath is saying hi, madam. Hi, Bhavnath. Hi, Avinash. Guys, do you know what is ChatGPT? Quickly in the chat box. Hi, Bhagyalakshmi. Hi, Shrutika. Hi, Om Gopal. Okay, it's an AI. That is correct. What kind of an AI? Any other kind of answers? Hi, Lofi boy. Hi, Aditya. Hi, Avinish. Arnav said it's an AI again. Okay. AI prompt. It's an AI prompt. Okay. I don't know, machine learning, is that a required prerequisite? Absolutely not, guys. So, the best part of this specific bootcamp is that you guys could be from any background, you guys could not know coding at all, and we'll still help you build the user interface of ChatGPT from very scratch. We'll be teaching you everything. Okay, chat generative pre training transformer. Okay, did you just Google that, Anis? All right. What is ChatGPT and how it works? So, Sagar, that is the question that I am asking you guys. Text generative model. All right. And AI bot, correct. Om Gopal says AI bot. All right. When will it start? So, we are starting very soon in a couple minutes. And also the best part here is, guys, now that you guys are here, I can see there are so many people here. I can tell you more about this specific boot camp. So how does this exactly work is, this would be held for the next 4 days from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, right? And on a daily basis, you guys would be having this Accio Premier League at 9 o'clock. So when you participate in that Accio Premier League, you guys would be able to earn 10 points, and you will be earning 10 points for attending every single live class. And also you guys would be getting an assignment at the end of every session. I'll be sharing with you the link, and you guys just have to make sure that you're solving the assignments. And if you get more than 70 plus points, you guys will have this chance to get a boat smartwatch. Okay, Yes, ma'am, it is very helpful for learning new topics and new things. Okay, guys. We would be moving forward, and Yash is here, who is our CEO, and he would be telling more about how you guys can build your career in tech and why you should, build your career in tech in the first place. Of course, you guys are here to build ChatGPT, no doubt. But why should you specifically aim for a tech career in the first place? There are a lot of opportunities out there in non-tech as well, and you guys could be from non-tech background thinking, why should I go for tech? Which specific fields should I go for in? Yash is here, and he would be the best person to guide you and help you understand where exactly can you go, what is the scope of tech, and what exactly can you do to get into tech. So over to you, Yash. Yash, you're not audible. Okay, got it. All
Yep.
right, over to you, Yash.
Perfect. Hey, hi everyone. Can you guys hear me? Good evening. Very warm welcome to the session. And thank you for the kind introduction, Swechha. Okay, perfect. I can see your comments, guys. Hey, hi Avinash. How are you? What about the others? Can you guys hear me? Cool, not cool? Yep. Okay, perfect. I think we can get started then. Okay, very warm welcome to today's session, guys. I think the next 3 days are pretty exciting. I think all of you guys must be already using ChatGPT. So, what are you guys currently using ChatGPT for? Just want to understand. Everyone is using it. I am also using it for my work, right? So, how are you guys using it? What is the use case? Solving homework, solving assignments, or just asking it, oh, can you help me create a good answer to this question for the interview? What? How are you guys using it? Not using it yet, Harsh. Okay, got it. Supriyo is saying copy paste. Not the best use of it. Finding bugs on code. Okay, fair. That's a good idea. Yep. Hmm. For college purposes, what do you mean college purposes? Literature surveys. Okay, this is fair. Absolutely. What else are you using ChatGPT for? Assignments, homeworks, copy pasting code is not a great idea, honestly, right? Because you won't end up learning, right? So your goal has to be to become good at problem solving, and that is why you should solve assignments yourself. But yeah, if you're taking its help for sort of debugging or something like that, it's still okay. It's fair, right? Yeah, programming queries, yeah, fair, absolutely. Any new concept you want to learn, let's say, or any queries you have specifically, right? Or some creative prompt you want to do and get some idea about it, right? It is a good idea to explore Chat GPT and actually work your hand towards it, right? It should work out really well, right? Can we use Chat GPT in VS Code? Ravi, I don't think there is an extension as such till now, right? But I'm pretty sure in future you will find extensions which will start coming in for that also, right? So yeah, okay, perfect. So let's get started with today's session, right? Before the Chat GPT bootcamp starts and Avi takes over, right? Avi is going to be our instructors. An amazing developer, is a great teacher. A lot of projects and master classes he takes on weekends on our YouTube channel also to help students build some good front end projects at least for their resume to get them started on their uh, front end development or web development journey at least, right? So before Avi comes in and takes over the session, and you guys start building your own Chat GPT version, right? You guys start building your own Chat GPT version entirely. Before that, I have some time to interact with all of you, help you, and share my knowledge and understanding about the entire uh, freshers hiring space altogether, right? So Before that, I'll quickly give you introduction from my side, right? I am Yashwardhan. I am one of the co-founders here at AccioJob. My story has been I did my entire schooling from a tier 2 town in Vadodara, Gujarat, right? Then, fortunately, I got admission in IIT Delhi for my bachelor's of engineering, right? And I did my mechanical engineering from IIT Delhi. And post that, I graduated. I worked with a analytics consulting company called EXL for more than a year. And after that, since the last 5 years, I've been running AccioJob, where we help students upscale, give them the right guidance, give them the support, mentorship which they need, give them the access to opportunities which they need to get their career started, right? And talking about sort of my own journey and how we started AccioJob, right? So when I was in college, right, I used to get this opportunity to talk to students and give them guidance about what is good for their careers, what can they focus on, etc. Right, and that is the place where I started realizing that there is huge, tremendous impact in helping students making informed career decision. Right, if I would have gotten the right guidance at right time, I probably might not have taken mechanical engineering, right? People around me used to say, and probably they still say, that mechanical is evergreen. There will always be lots of opportunities and so on, right? But they are not very in sync with what the industry is wanting right now, right? Those are outdated thoughts essentially. So, and when I was graduating from my mechanical engineering degree, right, my batch, I had like 105 people in mechanical engineering with me. And probably, I think only 15 people got into core mechanical engineering role, right? Uh, right. So that is how I got that hard realization that probably this is not the sector where thousands and lakhs of students can build a career in immediately after their college, right? It take a lot of time for them to actually reach that stage, right? And good to know that, right, buddies? Right. So we are bright buddies from Vadodara, I guess. Okay, perfect. uh, Sachin is asking, fresher chat gpt कोर्स करके 100% प्लेस हो सकते हैं क्या? नहीं यार, बहुत सचिन, ऐसा तो नहीं है कोई जादू, right? It is not like that. You will actually have to work hard and build skills, right, to get into a good tech career, right? It is not that with the help of chat gpt you'll be able to do everything. Chat gpt is of course a tool to empower you. It will not do everything for you from scratch, right? It is just that, just like that, right? You thought about a problem statement, you tried to solve it, you faced a couple of bugs, so you took the help of chat gpt, right? So it will only be something which will empower you, which will help you and make your job easier, right? It is not something which will do the job for you, right? Like that's not something which will happen. Even if there are, and if you have gone into this big drain of exploring AI tools and GPT tools, right? You must have seen something called Auto GPT also, right? Where literally I can be like, okay, I want to create a website from scratch which does this, right? And Auto GPT will help you generate code for making that website also. But that code won't be perfect, right? It won't be like exactly what you really need, right? So you will have to have knowledge, and you need to be a coder to actually use that draft and make suitable changes, identify the areas you want to improve upon, and then you will have something which is actually industry ready or workable, right? Yeah, absolutely, Anish. That is true, right? Those models are AI models are still evolving. I think I'm sure all of you are fed up by looking at every time it says my information is only till 2021, etc., etc. Right? So those are AI models. They are helping us, and they are getting better, of course, right? And they will bring a lot of opportunity, a lot of changes in the industry. But it doesn't mean that software developers, those guys, will still be needed, right? It's not like their job is completely taken over by someone. It's not possible in the near future, honestly, right? Plus, okay, uh, moving forward, to understand, first of all, right, that let me first start by understanding you guys better, right? So how many of you, what are your backgrounds, educational backgrounds like? Can we have a quick reply on the chat? What are your educational? B Tech Mechanical, Civil, BCA, BSc Computer Science, BA Art, BSc Physics, whatever your background is. Can you quickly, let's keep this session more interactive, right? What educational background students are here? Okay, IT, Bio, no worries, Harsh. I think everything will be taught from scratch, by the way, right? So it's not like you need to worry about something, right? Everything is being taught from scratch. And for your friends who come from IT backgrounds also, their domain knowledge is also not very high, trust me. Because in college education, I don't think they have had a course on full stack specifically, course on data structures, algorithms, have solved 500 plus lead code problems. Generally, not with most of the IT students also, right? So everyone is more or less learning from, knows either the basics or is learning from scratch. So whatever background you come from doesn't really matter. Okay. But yeah, we have a lot of BSc people, BTech CSE people, solo builder, perfect Subhash, mechanical guys, triple E guys, and we have BTech civil engineering, ECE engineering. Okay, perfect. Okay, BSc Computer Science, BTech Mechanical again, a lot of mechanical people, yeah. So the trend it is very similar, right? We have seen the trend that in the last few years, more and more BTech, civil engineering, BTech civil, mechanical, core engineering people, right? By the time they reach their final year, they have started realizing and have started preparing for IT sector jobs, right? And this trend is only increasing very fast. Got it. Joel is still in 10th standard. Have fun, guys. Have fun, Joel. You should learn something new today. And I hope you do well in your school education. Soumya is BTech, BSc Computers, Ghanshyam. Okay. Got it. Got it, guys. Fair. Okay, perfect. So I think let's start with a few more questions. And first of all, an overall understanding of what really is the freshers job market we are looking at, right? Okay, so let's just start with this question. Uh, I will give you that there are around 80 lakh people or 80 lakh students which are graduating every year. Okay, so 80 lakh people are graduating. Some are doing BTech, some are doing BA, some are doing BSc, some are doing BCom, some are doing MBA, some are doing XYZ, falana, falana. Right? So 80 lakh graduates are coming out though. How many out of these do you think are getting placed, right? Are getting jobs after their graduation? Take a guess. Out of 80 lakh, how many do you think are getting Sagar, if you have a sound problem, can you drop off and join again probably? Because I think others are able to hear me fine. Pragya, yes, if you want to learn a little bit of front-end development, a little bit of HTML, CSS, this session will be helpful for you also. Yeah. Anis is saying 20 lakhs. Ivy is saying 2 lakh. 2 lakh is very small number. Yeah. 60 is very high. Okay, okay, okay. Got it. Let me share my screen. Mohan is the closest till now, I think, right? Switch. Can you guys see my screen, by the way? I don't think so. Switch. Anyway, you can get my screen also on the stream. Yep. Now it is. Thanks. Okay, perfect. So, if you look about it, right, this is the fresher job market understanding, and this is very easy to understand. It's not like it will change your life or something like that. But most students don't really have clarity on what they should pursue, what should be their career choice, what direction should they be putting efforts to upskill themselves in, right? Without having this knowledge, you might go in a completely wrong direction for yourself also, right? So, like we were talking about, around 80 lakh freshers are graduating every year, right? Around 12 lakh graduates are able to get a job after they graduate directly, right? This number is very small, right? Because everyone who is going into higher education, going to pursue college education in the very first place, I'm sure, is looking for some sort of an outcome at the end of it, right? So around 12 lakh graduates are only able to get a job. The rest are not really able to get employed after graduation, right? Now, out of this 12 lakh graduates also, right, a good 6, 7 lakh odd freshers or job opportunities are created in the IT sector alone, right? This number was somewhere around 4, 5 lakhs 2 years back, right? It has grown to 6, 7 lakhs in the last couple of years itself, right? And it is growing very, very fast, right? So IT sector alone is like around 50, more than 50% students are getting employed in the IT sector alone, right? Uh, Another large pool of job opportunities for freshers, where a lot of freshers are getting placed, around 3 to 5 lakh job opportunities every year, more or less, are created in roles like sales, business development, operations, customer support, BPO, KPO. You might have heard of all of chat process, voice process, right? When you order food from Swiggy and you talk to someone on chat, maybe, so that person is actually handling chat process currently. If you call the customer support and talk to someone, that person is likely handling voice support currently, right? So all of those roles are primarily based on your soft skills. Are you confident? Do you have good communication skills? Can you deal with people patiently and calmly or not? Right? Can you convince people properly? Can you pitch to them? Can you explain all the details and guide people? Right? On the basis of those skills alone, around 3 to 4 lakh job opportunities every year are at least there for these kind of roles, right? And all the other job opportunities, which is somewhere around 2 to 3 lakh job opportunities at max, right? Which cover all the other fields like finance, banking, investment banking, marketing, product, all the other fields, right? So the amount of job opportunities are not very huge in all the other fields or all the other streams if you're thinking of, right? Two big opportunities which exist for students. One is definitely the IT sector, which is growing very, very fast, right? And second, opportunities where there are at least sizable opportunities are soft skills based, or your communication and other soft skills based roles like sales, operations, customer support, etc. Right? Now, inside the IT sector also, if you think about what are the kind of job opportunities inside the IT sector, right? Uh, you will find that software development is one of the largest opportunities, right? 4 5 lakh job opportunities in software development alone every year, right? Now, out of 4 5 lakh job opportunities, I think the top 20 companies or top 20 service based companies alone hire around 2.5 lakh freshers every year, right? Like TCSs and Infosys and Wipro and all of our Accentures, Capgemini, Cognizants, right? They hire huge amount of freshers every year, right? So a huge amount of job opportunities are present in the software development domain alone, right? Another domain which is growing very, very fast these days is the data industry, right? Uh, Again, a lot of freshers think that data industry means data scientist only. No, right? In fact, if you go and look at the data properly, you will come to know that for freshers, the opportunities in the data industry are majority in the data analytics space, right? And very few, much lesser in the data science space. In fact, when I was in college and my computer science batchmates, right, who were interested in machine learning and ML and AI, right, they had done projects also. But when campus placements happened, they realized that most of the freshers openings which are coming in are for the software development or SDE jobs, and very few for data science or ML engineer or AI engineer directly, right? So in the data industry, this is something freshers don't know mostly, right? So in the data industry also, majority of the job opportunities which are present for freshers are in the data analytics space, right? Much, much, much more than the data science space. Of course, once a fresher gets into the data analytics space, they can slowly, of course, deep dive and mold their career to become a data science also in the next couple of years, right? Or if they feel that, okay, I'm more inclined on business side, then probably move towards business analyst domains as well, right? Another field in the IT sector which is growing fairly fast is the testing and QA vertical, right? Earlier on, testing jobs were generally manual testing and hence were slightly lower paying, right? But these days, with automation testing also coming in, right, there are opportunities which are growing for automation testers. There are opportunities which are better paying also, right, in the testing field. Okay, so this exercise was just to give you a good understanding of uh, right. So I think, yeah. Of course, I watch anime, dude. If it's too boring, you can just drop off and come back again in 25, 30 minutes, right? You don't need to be abusive as such. No one wants to waste anyone's time, right? Don't take anonymous. See, I'm not the kind of person who takes all this shit, right? I'm very friendly with people. If you think this is something which is not to your best of interest right now, you can join in again in 20 minutes. That's okay, right? Others, I'm sure, are getting to know something which is important for their careers. Okay, cool, right? Okay, moving on further from here as well, right? So let's say yeah. So further from here, right? So what do you think are the skills needed, right? If you guys are fairly aware, let's keep this more of an interaction, right? What do you think are the skills needed to tap into the software development sector, right? What are companies looking for? Yep. What are the skills needed, right? Of course, if you want to get into the IT sector and you're here to get into the IT sector, right? So you need to first gain clarity that where am I headed? What all skills do I need to learn to crack that top-notch job opportunity which is coming in, right? Yep. Coding is must, of course. IV coding is definitely must. Critical thinking, okay. Critical thinking, soft skills, problem solving, good, okay. Specific skills, soft skills and technical skills, okay. Reasoning, okay. Correct. Coding logic, okay. Basic coding logic, I think I get what you're trying to say. Testing, DevOps, and coding. Not really, Keithana. Why do you need to know testing and DevOps just to get a software development job? No, not really, I think. Logic building. Perfect, Rehan. Absolutely correct. Communication, okay. Communication is definitely needed. Right, right. Any one language, correct. Absolutely correct. Yeah. Knowing multiple languages is not something which companies will value a lot, right? You tell them, I know Java also, I know Python also, I know C++ also, I know JavaScript also, I know 10 languages, but I'm not able to solve questions, DSA questions, which you are giving in any of those, right? Then those skills are useless. You should, even if you know one language, one coding language thoroughly, you should be able to solve problems based on it, right? You should be able to actually attempt DSA problems, think of the logic, think of the approach by yourself, and be able to implement it. To implement it, you only need one programming language knowledge, right? Okay, so that is much more important, of course, right? Okay, coming back to our topic, right? That what are the skills which you need to get into the IT sector, essentially, right? Now, there are. I will actually, in fact, just share my screen again, right? So, Switcher, can you add my screen again? Okay, perfect. Thanks. Yep. So here are some skills which should be like a checklist for you, right? These should be like a checklist for you that if I am up to date, if I am good at these skills, right, then no one can stop you from entering the software development sector. Trust me on this, right? Number one is aptitude skills, right? Aptitude means you must have seen questions like Anil is coming at 100 kilometers per hour from this side, and Swechha is coming at 200 kilometers per hour from this side. How much time will they take to sort of meet, right, etc., etc. So those are like aptitude, quantitative ability, logical reasoning, data interpretation. So aptitude skills will be needed. One. Number two, your data structures, algorithms, skills, and knowledge, right? You can learn data structures, algorithms in any one programming language, that is okay. right? Knowing multiple programming languages is not needed. You can do it in Java, you can do it in C++. I would recommend one out of these two if you're starting, right? Would be ideal, right? So data structures, algorithms, and language is not a big deal. If you know little bit C++ and today you think I will learn Java, you will be able to catch up to the syntax very quickly. It's not like it will take you ages to do that. Okay. But more important is your problem solving skills, right? What we were talking about. Are you able to attempt questions? Are you able to think of the logic, think of the approach or not? That is much more important, right? So one is aptitude skills, two is DSA and your problem solving skills, right? Number three is proof of work on your resume, right? That you can actually do stuff. And that will come with amazing and unique projects which you will build, right? Uh, just writing that I have Falana certification from Coursera and I have this certification from Udemy doesn't impress the person, right? Because everyone has done that. Everyone has collected certificates in their COVID time and their lockdown and post that also, right? It's very easy. And people know that even if you have that certificate, doesn't mean you know it, right? Projects means you are showing proof of work. You are putting the live link on the resume for your interviewer to see, and you want your interviewer to ask you questions about the project so that you will be able to take more and more up, right? So, very important is amazing and good unique projects which you put, right? Currently, you are building some clones which are helpful as projects to improve your learning, but eventually, for presenting it to the company, I would recommend you build some unique project which is different, not just a YouTube clone or an Instagram clone. These are good projects to learn from, definitely, but not the ideal or the best projects which you want to put in your resume, right? So the third thing, very important, would be full stack learning and projects, right? Fourth thing, which is very important, is communication skills, right? Without communication skills, you will not be able to interact, present yourself, communicate your thoughts across as well, right? So these are four skills which are very important. Internships are always good to have, right? If you have some internship, very good. You will be able to show proof of work. You will be able to show some amount of industry level work and industry level training. It at least showcases that you have worked with some professionals. You have worked with people who are working in the industry. So you know the industry standards, right? And that is something which internship will genuinely teach you also. Okay. But these skills are very comprehensive. If you have learned all of these skills, amazing. You will sure crack an amazing top-notch software development job, right? But if you understand the software development sector also, there are two types of companies which are hiring. One is the service-based companies, right? Which ones are the service-based companies, guys? Quickly, uh, which ones? Which ones? Can you name some service-based companies? I'm sure you know some service-based companies. In fact, we discussed this right now. TCS, Infosys. Yes, TCS, Infosys. What more? Capgemini, Virtusa. Correct. Some more. Okay. No, Zoho is not a service-based company. Zoho is a product-based company, sir. Right. Accenture. Very good. Right. Perfect. Okay. So yeah. So if you talk about just the service-based companies alone, right? So the skills which you need to crack a service-based company, or at least one of these mass recruiters like Infosys, TCS, Wipro, etc., right? What do you need? Has anyone seen their selection process? Number one, which you need is aptitude skills, right? Because their first test in itself will be full of aptitude. So you will need good aptitude skills there, number one. Number two, you will need at least basic programming skills, right? At least basic programming skills, basic DSA, you are able to solve problems based on loops, conditionals, arrays, strings, 2D arrays, at least that much knowledge you have, right? Number three, some important theoretical topics are covered. For example, OOPS, DBMS, SQL, right? All of those are important topics which you must cover, theoretical topics, right? And number four, one decent project on your resume which you can showcase and some communication skills to present yourself, right? That is the requirement in terms of the skills required for cracking one of these mass hiring service based companies. But if you are aiming for, let's say, a product-based company, top-notch MNC, SDE roles, maybe the MAN companies like Meta, which is now earlier it was FANG with Facebook, now it is Meta. So MAN, right? So Amazon, Apple, Google, any of these MAN companies which you are trying to crack, what is the skill requirement which they have? What are the most important skills you will have to focus on? Come on, guys. I thought you guys have researched a little bit. You should know. What skills do we need? We are aiming for top-notch software development jobs, right? We want to, yeah, okay. Shivanath is saying projects. Okay, projects is fair. Of course, projects are needed. Very true. Basic coding. Uh, I don't think so. That basic coding will suffice, Binu, right? Strong DSA. That is absolutely correct, right? So that is absolutely correct, right? So what do these product-based and large MAN companies want? One, they want very strong data structures, algorithms knowledge, right, or strong problem-solving skills. So if a service-based company is expecting only basic DSA knowledge, that is only the basic topics. Product-based MAN companies, you can expect questions coming in from advanced DSA topics also, like graphs or trees, etc. Right. Second, of course, they need good projects, right? Which is very important. You will have to have unique projects which are fairly good on your resume to be actually be able to stand out as well, right? Number three, you will need to have good communication skills also. It is important to present yourself. Plus, these are MNCs, so probably you are working and collaborating with teams sitting across the board, which is again fairly important, right? So yeah, all of these things are pretty important for you to be able to crack product-based companies as well. Okay, perfect. I think that should give you some amount of an understanding of what are the skills you need to really have to be able to get there, to be able to sort of get into uh, good software development organizations, good software development companies, right? Okay, cool. Perfect. Quickly, any questions? If anyone has, I can quickly take a couple of questions before moving ahead. Mhm. Give me some unique project ideas. Okay. Yeah, see, think of some problem which you yourself are facing, for example, right? Maybe it could be something like, let's say, for me right now, I'm trying to lose some weight, right? So I'm trying to count that, okay, how much calorie am I eating every day, right? So maybe I want to I will find some API online which gives me calories specific to some kind of foods. And I'll create a nice front end where I can enter what food did I have, and it automatically shows me today's calories, weekly calories, monthly calories, etc., etc. Right? Random project idea, unique, right? Solves a problem. It is something which, if interviewer asks me, I have a lot to talk about, right? I'll be able to tell him that I got this idea because this was my personal problem. I figured out that how will I build this about, etc., etc. Right? What should be the future scope for BCA? Om Gopal Tayade, I think. See, BCA in general, and in fact, I would say the same for BTech also, right? That those programs are created to help you get into the IT sector and IT industry and do well there. But unfortunately, the curriculum which is being used currently in most of the colleges, 99.99% colleges, including IIT also, I would say, right, doesn't equip you exactly on the skills which the industry really wants, right? You understand? So those skills are very, very sort of lacking. Be it you do a BCA, be it you do a MCA, be it you do a BTech in computer science, right? You will have to put in the effort to actually learn those skills, build projects based on those. In fact, data structures algorithms is a course in BTech computer science and IT, I believe, right? But the biggest problem is that it is taught in a very theoretical manner, right? Gayatri, absolutely same for BSc computer science also, right? that you guys are doing a degree which is tailored to get you started in the IT sector as your career should start in the IT sector. But unfortunately, none of the curriculum uh, of any of these programs, be it BSc, be it BCA, be it MCA, be it BTech Computer Science, are created in an ideal manner that you have the skills which IT industry actually needs, right? So all of you guys, whatever degree you're doing a BCA, you're doing a BTech, doesn't really matter, right? You will have to put in that effort to gain these skills. Learn full stack, learn front end, learn back end, build good projects, learn DSA, right? So in college education, also in computer science, right? Computer science maybe they will teach you DSA theoretically as a subject, right? But the professor won't tell you to solve 500 lead code questions and prepare you that this is how you can crack Amazon and Google coding questions, etc., etc. Right? So that is the problem more or less. Yeah. I've completed BBA. I have not learned any skill. Can you tell me which skill is best for moving into tech industry? Just one. See, depends on your interest. If you are someone who is interested in proper coding and software development, right? Then definitely full stack learning, full stack. Any of our programs you can start with is a great idea to get there, right? Uh, Second, if you think that no coding and proper software development is something I don't want to get into, but I am comfortable working with data, right? And I like working with data, right? Then it makes sense कि you go towards data analytics, and then once you start your career in data analytics, you can figure out that am I more interested in the technical aspects and can want to move my career and transition into data science and ML, or I want to move more towards business side and probably go towards business analyst roles, right? And other roles on that front. Yeah. Sir, if graduation is done in correspondence, no, not really. Yeah. Not really. Not really, Bhavna. Yeah. I hope that answers your question just one, right? Uh, Opportunity मिलेगी resume select क्यों होगा resume select होगा when you put proof of work parallelly work on your soft skills Gayatri understand that okay if I see an opportunity on LinkedIn how can I message what is the good way of messaging so many students still message me right Rehan it will start at 9 p.m. right in the next 15 minutes yeah okay for example so many students message me also they just send me hi right now no one will reply to just a hi right it has to be a good introductory message right so that some you catch someone's attention they give you that time right that is important so understand that one have we built good projects and have we are we skilled enough is the first question you have to ask yourself without skills you will not get a job in this market trust me on this right in fact in markets ahead also your growth will always be linked to your skills so it is better that you make sure you are skilled enough, right? So number one, Gayatri, you should ask, am I skilled enough? Second, do I have good projects? Do I have a good resume? Do I have a good LinkedIn profile and online presence? Third, how am I approaching people, right? How am I approaching recruiters? Am I writing a good email to them? Am I presenting myself well? Am I writing a good LinkedIn message to them? Am I applying to the right set of job opportunities also or not? Right? So all of these things will start mattering. Yeah. But first and foremost is, of course, skills, right? And then second is generating proof of work of those skills, right? Which is the best way to do it is amazing projects. As simple as that. Okay. Perfect. Om Gopal Tayade, they still do to some extent, but skills are still very, very dominant, right? If you are super skilled, you'll be able to do really well, right? How data analytics work? I'm not sure what you're trying to ask here. No, can you repeat? Can you elaborate on your question a little bit, maybe? Yeah, perfect. Yep, absolutely. Right. So, ये देखो, Swechha, can you put me on the screen once again, right? So, I'll quickly walk you through our AccioJob programs. What do we do at AccioJob, etc. Right? What does AccioJob stand for? And how can we essentially help you through that, right? So, I think that will give you much more perspective as well. Yep. Okay. Thank you. Right. Welcome to AccioJob. And what we do at AccioJob, to summarize, whenever someone asks me what do we do at AccioJob, we are an online, just like a online college, right? You have spent 6 semesters or 8 semesters of your time in your college already. Now we are asking you for 1 to 2 semesters of your time to learn the skills which are actually very relevant in the industry and learn them from the best of instructors, mentors, guides, your growth managers, with a dedicated placement team to help you out, right, and help you prepare. So the program is very hardcore. One of the most exceptional curriculums you will see. You can go ahead and look at the entire market. You can understand from your friends, students who are already studying with AccioJob, that how do they like our instructors? How is their learning going? Our largest focus is on making sure that student comes out with real skills, right? Where they have fundamental clarity, where they have depth in their understanding. Because the current job market is not something where with average skills you can get a job. In 2020-21, if you ask me, it is possible that yes, with slightly average skills also students were getting placed. But the current market is such that good skills, you need good skills, companies want good skills, and they will test you for good skills, right? That is when they will actually hire you, right? And in fact, such cycles keep coming up and down. If right now in a phase or whatever you call it a recession, etc., though India's GDP is growing, so not technically a recession at all in India, right? But in the current market also, where opportunities are of course slightly lesser as compared to 2021, right, where it was on its peak probably, but these cycles keep coming up and down, right? So if you're focusing on skill building right now and becoming strong in terms of your skill set, it will reap you rewards throughout your career's next 5, 7, 8 years, right? So always value skills, guys. Okay, coming back to the real point here. So our programs are across primarily for these skill sets which we were talking about, right, in the very first place. We will help you build data structures, algorithm skills, full stack skills, internships, aptitude skills, communication skills, right? All of those skills we work hard with the student from end to end. We work hard with them on improving their not just coding skills and coding knowledge and projects and resume, but also helping them improve their personality, their confidence, their presentation skills, their communication skills. How do they present themselves with the help of mock interviews and a lot of other things, right? So you can choose the most suited ideal program for yourself from our website, right? If you are someone who is starting from absolute scratch, right, no coding knowledge whatsoever, then maybe the entire full stack track, right, which prepares you and gears you for aptitude, DSA, full stack, everything, right, end to end, would be ideal for you. If you are looking for data analytics job roles, then the data analytics program would be ideal for you. If you are looking for just learning specifically data structures, algorithms, then the DSA track would be ideal for you, right? If you are specifically looking to learn full stack web development and get an internship, right, this will be a very hands-on internship. You will build amazing projects, right? If you're looking for that, then that would probably be the most suited program for you. So find the most suited program for yourself according to your own needs. But with every program at AccioJob, our goal and our focus is always to give high quality education with actual real instructors who are working in the Google and Amazon and etc., all those companies which we dream of, right? Uh, Access to top notch instructors who are very friendly with you, who are like almost like your college seniors or bade bhaiya, right? And a lot of mentors who are there to guide you from time to time. A dedicated growth manager or growth coach or batch manager, whatever you call it, right? Who will keep working hard with you throughout the journey to help you improve your soft skills, your communication skills, your presentation, who will help you manage entire placement process, etc. Right? Uh, of course, I can show you that. So this is how it is once you join in the AccioJob main batch platform, right? Every day, the classes which you have, you are able to see on the platform itself that, okay, today's class on let's say 29th April, this was the lecture recording, which will automatically come for you. You will be able to see the assignments for that day, which you are supposed to solve. In fact, you have lifetime access to all the recordings and assignments which are there, right? Uh, Okay, so you can access all of this for lifetime essentially. There is a gym section, which is essentially more than 10,000 practice questions, which are curated specifically for our students across DSA, web development, aptitude practice, right? What you were asking, aptitude practice. So we have probably 5,000 odd questions for you to practice aptitude, basis topics, basis difficulty, etc. Right? Plus, in our program, you in the gym. This is called the gym section, right? Why is it called gym? Because the more time you spend in the gym, the stronger you will get. You can solve company specific questions, topic specific questions. You can choose difficulties. There are some cheat sheets which we have created for our students to revise those topics also. There are contests, right? So these are proper proctored, timed contests every weekend where you actually solve what you have learned in the last week in a timed environment, right? So this will prepare you very well for company coding tests, right? Next is one-on-one sessions. We are very heavy on one-on-one sessions, right? There are a lot of mentorship sessions of different types which you can take with mentors. There are mock interviews which you will take with mentors, right? So, for example, you can see that okay, I took a mock interview and I got a score of 8 from Satyam, right? I will be able to see my feedback also. Just take less hints. He has given me some feedback. He has given me feedback on my introduction is still very average. In my coding question, what did I do correctly? What did I not do correctly? Right? In my theoretical question, what did I do correctly? What did I not do correctly? And in fact, I can go back and watch my recording and understand what are the mistakes I am making also. Right? So there are a lot of mock interviews and one-on-one mentorship sessions with industry mentors, which you go ahead with, which actually helps you get the right guidance, get your doubts resolved, and evaluate yourself also. That okay. Plus, so many mock interviews once you give, you're very confident about yourself and presenting yourself in interviews at least, right? So you'll be able to do really well from there. Of course, we provide detailed notes of every topic on the platform itself. There is a soft skill section where you can submit your resume, get it reviewed, practice aptitude, take part in group discussion sessions with our students, etc. Right? We have a project section. So apart from all the projects which you will build live in classes, right? You can also go ahead and build projects by yourself from scratch, and these are different projects. These are self-guided projects which you can submit and you can discuss with your mentor, right? Okay. The next and of course the most popular is the job placement job board, right? Where you can see all the companies which are coming in, what are they hiring for, what are their expectations, right? What is the salary, location, work from office, home, what is their JD like, etc. Right? So on the job portal, you will be able to see, okay, who is getting placed. So Abdul got placed on 23rd June. Okay, 3 days back, Abdul got placed in Walk Drive. Rushikesh got placed in Yardi Software 3 days back, right? Akarsh it got placed again in Human Cloud, uh, right? So all of those you will keep able to see the placements. You will be able to manage that. Okay, how many companies am I currently eligible, not applied for, eligible for, rejected for? Which round did I get rejected, etc., etc. And of course, there is a off-campus tab where we keep adding opportunities from across the internet for students so that they can apply as they fit, as they according to the roles which are relevant for them at least, right? So that they don't miss any. Okay, so that is how you would go through the entire process post joining AccioJob as well, right? Yeah. Okay. No, teachers are also there, Tulsiram. So in the beginner program, right, we make the student go through detailed sort of understanding by teaching them aptitude topics also and then making them practice also. For our intermediate program, we get the students to practice aptitude questions more. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. If ChatGPT enters in IT industry, then some people saying there is no need for engineers. We have to be updated. I think Tulsiram, they are heavily misguided. People will tell you a lot of things. People have been telling that by 2021, cars will fly. By 2012, world will end. right? And AI will replace jobs has been going on for 10 years, right? AI is also growing slowly and steadily, but software developers' jobs, I don't think they have replaced by any margin whatsoever as of now. Yeah. So, okay. Perfect. Fee structures are also there on the website, by the way. For all the different programs, the fee structures are different, by the way, right? So I would say that in comments, if Swechha, can you just share the website link with students so that they can check out the fee structure individually for all the programs, right? But the fee structure for different programs varies anywhere from 25,000 for the DSA program to 75,000, for the data analytics program as well, right? No, all the lectures will be live, Ankit, right? Lectures will be live and recordings will be shared with you later on after the live lecture is completed. Okay. So you can revisit recordings whenever you want. Okay. Perfect. Yep. 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 Perfect. Okay. Any other questions from anyone? Otherwise, I think we can invite Avi and Avi can take over from here and start with the ChatGPT bootcamp, right? So, next 3 4 days, if you spend time religiously and attend the classes, I'm sure you will come out with a decent project for your resume, which is built end to end by you, which you can put it live on a live link and put that live link on your resume also, right? So if you are someone who is getting started in front end dev, or you are someone who is getting started in altogether learning skills for the IT sector, right? It's a great opportunity. It's a good starting project which will give you a lot of confidence also, right? That you have built something from end to end, right? So it will give you a lot of confidence around that also. Yeah. Okay. Sagar, like I said, you can just check out the website and individual program prices are available on the website, right? So that should be helpful for you. Okay, perfect, perfect. Hmm. For data analytics, how many months are required to prepare for real company? So Tulsiram, it will take around 4 months for you to become hands-on with Excel, SQL, and a visualization tool, right? It could be Power BI, etc. Right? So you can expect at least around 4 months so that you are prepared with these skills at least, right? Plus, you have gone through enough problem solving practice through the program and you have built out some visualizations or projects which you can add on your resume also, right? So you can expect that first 4 months you should invest on working on all of your skill sets and improving problem solving skills, etc. Right? And post that you can sort of be in a position where you will be able to apply for job opportunities and be able to crack some job opportunities as well, right? अंकित आप कॉल करिए, कॉल कोई ना कोई उठाएगा ही उठाएगा बहुत। कुछ टाइम ऑफ हुआ होगा, वरना आप एक बार ट्राई करिए, आपको कोई ना कोई तो कॉल उठाएगा ही। बट DSA course is there, of course. We teach DSA in Java language from end to end, from zero to from scratch to the very advanced portions of it, right? And it is launched very recently right now, so it's a 5 month program to learn DSA end to end with practice of like 500 plus questions probably, right? And that is where sort of you will be able to master your DSA end to end, right? So definitely you can check that out. Where can I practice my coding skills online? Ivy, there are a lot of platforms available, right? So you can go to HackerRank, you can go to Lead Code. There are like thousands of uh, बहुत ही ज़्यादा there are like thousands of questions available on the internet, right? And a lot of platforms available for you to go and practice also. Yeah. अंकित ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए यार आप एक बार और कॉल करो we'll definitely take it out. No, Sagar, I think Avi will be taking over now, right? So just getting Avi in.
Right. We would be taking over. However, it's time for the APL actually. It's 9 p.m.
Oh, okay.
So it
Oh,
would
okay.
take just 10 minutes, guys. And then we will start building the chat GPT.
Vijay,
All right.
it's a paid course, bro. It's a paid program, right? Uh, Again, it's impossible to get 200 plus mentors, right? To get instructors who are top notch, batch managers who are after you and helping you across the board. There is a lot of cost around it, right? So we try to keep it as reasonable and as affordable as possible, but uh, we make sure to provide high quality education for that also, right? I heard some bad comments regarding AccioJob in YouTube. You will find a lot of good comments also, Sagar, right? So it will definitely vary from student to student because if a student is serious about learning, I am pretty confident that they will always have good things to talk about AccioJob and our instructors, our mentors, our platform, our team, batch managers, every aspect of it, right? Because we work very hard on those fronts, right? And if the student has not studied, no one can do any magic, right? Trust me on this, guys. And this is a problem I see with a lot of student mindset, right? There is no magic to get anyone placed. If you are skilled enough, right, you don't need any magic after that to get yourself placed, right? So it is super important that you come in to any program and start learning. You come with a mindset that I want to become amazing with my skills, right? And uh, that is what will actually take you ahead in your life as well. Yeah. But apart from that, there is huge amount of placement opportunities which are live as well every month, right? And we are trying our best to ramp up the quantity of placement opportunities also across the board, right? Yeah. Ankit, just drop your phone number on the chat. I'll get someone to call you immediately after this. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Over to you guys, Svecha and uh, Avi is also here, but I think Svecha would be coming in first for the APL. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Placement percentage, placement percentage, Rohan, if you look at it and measure it from completions, right? Typically, if you measure it for people who are completing the program with us, working hard throughout the program with us, it will be above 90% for sure, right? If you are talking about people who started our program and then didn't end up completing, there will be around 30% students who are not serious about learning, right? Or even if they were serious about learning, they will never put in the efforts which are needed, right? And words are words. Your actions and your hard work will speak the loudest, right? And we are happy. That is why we give the Alumni Connect option, talk to our main batch students, understand by talking to everyone to understand that how good is the learning here? Are they actually helping you gain skills or not? Right? Are they working very hands on, giving you personalized mentorship wherever you need, giving you doubt assistance, helping you on every front or not? You will need help and assistance on the learning front throughout your journey. In the end, you will get opportunities if you are skilled, right? But you won't, without effort, without skills, trust me, no one can do any magic here. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay, guys, over to Svecha.
All right, thank you so much, Yash, for enlightening our students and for letting them know about how they can build their career in tech. And I hope, guys, you actually were attentive enough and you took notes on what should be your next step. Now, guys, as a next step, just join in this quick link. I do know, Mega, you guys are very, very excited for this session. This takes around just 10 minutes. We would be participating in this fun quiz just to check your understanding of the AI. All right, I am just sharing this screen right now. One question. Okay, so gaming tech, what you can do is if you actually want to, make sure that the link is actually authentic, you can reach out to our support team and get that checked. That should be the easiest way possible. So I am sharing my screen right now. And there we go. Guys, make sure you guys are joining in. 6 people have already joined in. Let's just make sure all of us are joining in. I have shared the link once again in the chat box. And after this, Avi would be taking over and he'd be telling you how you guys can build ChatGPT. Okay, 12 people. We can have so many more. All right. So once you're done, once you've joined in, can you type in a big ready in the chat box so that I'm sure that we can move forward with this quiz? 18 people have joined in. Still waiting for more people, guys. All right. Okay, I will be sharing the link one last time and would be giving you countdown till 10. We would be starting then. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are starting with this now. All right, so this is your very first question, guys. I think more and more people are joining in, and so many people are already ready. So Sriram says, ready. Shobit, Rahul, battery is very drives go on hold. What do you mean exactly here, Rohan? All right, let's just start with this first question. Answer fast to get more points, of course. So, which is the second most programming language to second most used programming language to develop AI? Is it C++? Is it Python? Is it Java? Or is it C Sharp? All right, and don't Google this, guys. Okay, Brija is ready, Nikita is ready, Sanjeeva is ready. I believe so many people have already typed in ready. In case you lost the link, I have shared the link again in the chat box. 32 people have voted already. Okay, great. Everyone has voted, so that's good to know. Let's just see the results now. All right. So, guys, the correct answer is Java, and 21 people have answered this right. So, congratulations on that, and also kudos if you've already just participated because just participating gives you 10 points in this. All right. Let's move to the next question. All right. We're starting right away. Answer fast to get more points, no doubt. ChatGPT was developed by which platform? Which company is that exactly? Is it OpenAI? Is it Amazon AI? Is it Google AI? Or is it FAIR, which is Facebook AI research? Let's see. Okay, 42 people have already voted. So I think that was an easy question. Let's just check the results now. Okay, so most of you guys have gotten this right. So OpenAI is the correct answer. ChatGPT was developed by OpenAI. Google AI is not the correct answer, guys. So no worries. You guys still have two more questions. Okay, so I can see, all right, more and more people have joined in, so that's good to know. Let's move forward with this. And all correct answers give you maximum points. How many hiring partners does AccioJob have? Let's see how uh, well aware are you about AccioJob. Is it 50 plus? Is it 100 plus? Is it 300 plus? Or is it 150 plus? Okay, so many people have also written the answers in the chat box. That is good to know. Waiting for just a few more people. All right, guys, everyone has voted. And let's just check the results now. Okay, so most of you all have gotten this right. So 300 plus is the correct answer, guys. AccioJob has more than 300 hiring partners, and they include startups, unicorns, as well as MNCs, be it Amazon, Microsoft, Walmart. Correct. So it's really all about you guys upskilling yourselves, and we get you to your dream company. Okay, this is the final question, guys. One last time, I'm sharing the link. In case you miss this, that would be a big loss to you because you'd be missing out on 10 points. You'd be missing out on the opportunity to win a Boat smartwatch. So make sure you guys are joining in. And and also I hope you guys are enjoying this specific quiz as well. All right. And giving you a countdown till 5 now. Five, four, three, two, one, and we have 60 people. Amazing. Maybe you guys are having some internet connectivity issues as well. So no worries. Let's just move forward. This is the last question, guys. So pay attention. One of AccioJob's hiring partners is a retail giant and also led by the third richest man in the world. Which one is it? Is it Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, or Flipkart? Okay, let's just see. 20 people have voted. And we have 30 seconds left. Just 30 seconds, guys. Make sure you're answering this ASAP. Very important. The speed is very important as well. Robot boat. Okay. All right. So you guys have 5 seconds left. Four, three, two, one, and time's up. All right, guys. So majority people have gotten this right, guys. Amazon is the correct answer. Your hint was the picture of the man. So he was Jeff Bezos, and he is the founder of Amazon. So, guys, Amazon is the correct answer. And lastly, let's just check who is the winner of this Accio Premier League, and then we'll move forward. I will give this. I will let Avi take over, and you guys will be building ChatGPT. So, guys, Lennon is the winner. Can Lennon just type in the chat box? Where is Lennon? Can we know? And guys, can we congratulate Lennon? Very important. All right. So let's just see. All right. Not just yes, ma'am, guys. Can we have congratulations, Lennon? And where is Lennon? Where is Lennon? Is it Bright Buddies? Okay, Bright Buddies. All right. So congratulations, Lennon. That's great to know. And also congratulations to Android, Lehri, Shobhit Gupta, 20, Sumant, Arpan Biswas, Sandeep, Shami, and Ajay for actually securing a rank. So I hope you guys had fun in this quiz. Now I'll be giving the stage to Avi. So Avi, are you here? Great. So Avi is here, guys. And can you guys just welcome Avi? Can you guys just type in hi Avi in the chat box? Because you guys have been asking even Yash, when will the actual session start? When will we start building chat GPT? So I think now you guys should be really excited. This is the main deal.
Hello everyone. So, am I audible? Is my voice clear? Right. So, okay. Hi Shobit. Hi Sonali. Hi Sahana. Hi Ghanshyam. Hi Rahul. Hello Ajay. Okay. Again, congratulations to Lennon, by the way, for winning the APL. But right. So, everyone, do tell me. I'm also sharing my screen right away. So, do tell me if you guys can see my screen and if everything is working fine. So, all right. Is my screen on the live? Yes, I think so it is. So can everyone see my screen? And is everything working just fine for everyone? So write a yes or a plus one or whatever. And okay, great. So, all right. Let me just introduce myself, everyone. I'm Avi, and I have been an instructor at Accio for the last 7, 8 months now. So don't worry, you guys are in good hands, right? And yeah, definitely we'll be starting with this ChatGPT bootcamp finally, something that you all have been waiting for eagerly, right? So, okay. So first things first, on my screen, if you guys see, I have this Notion that I've opened, and you guys will be getting this Notion, so don't worry. These are the notes that I've made for day one. I'll be making these notes for day two and day three respectively as well. So these are just notes that you can, after the lecture ends, come back over here and refer to, right? I will be editing these after the session ends as well, so that if there's something that you guys say that you want in this notes, or if there's anything that you want me to add, I will definitely add these in the notes, right? So the notes, this link will be given to you guys on the Discord panel also, I believe. And for now, if you guys are really eager to see this Notion, I will just put it in the chats, right? So I have attached the link in the chats too for all of those who are very eager to just, have a look at the notes. But right, so, okay. Does everyone know what we'll be doing? I think everybody understands. I mean, you guys have been waiting for an hour now. So, I think everybody knows that we'll be making ChatGPT throughout this bootcamp. But how exactly will we be making ChatGPT, right? So, that is where my part comes in. That is what my role is. I'll be helping you guys build ChatGPT from scratch, right? Using just HTML and CSS, right? Now, most of you guys, okay, so let's keep this this session very interactive. So how many of you guys are aware of what HTML and CSS is, right? Even though this is something that we're supposed to discuss very late in the class, but just to get a idea of how many of you guys are aware of what HTML and CSS is, right? So how many of you guys are aware of what development is, what web development is in general, or right? I still see a lot of you guys typing in Amazon for some reason. But how many of you guys are aware of what HTML and CSS is? HTML is the wall of a building. Okay, Subhash. And if the building is your website, then you are correct, right? Nilavra says HTML is the skeleton. Sanjana says HTML is hypertext markup language, right? Okay. So a lot of you guys are also saying that I am aware of it. Great, great. All right, awesome. So we'll be using HTML and CSS to build our chat GPT. But for those of you guys who don't know what HTML is, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's basically the language in which we will be coding the structure of our website, and the CSS is just the styling part, right? Now, before I actually dive deeper into what HTML and CSS is, we will be starting from scratch, like I said, because a lot of you guys are not from technical background, right? So not to worry, I'm here to teach each and every one of you, and my goal for the next 3 days will be to provide as much value as I can to you guys, right? So, okay. Somebody, Shriram says Haryana, Telugu, Malayalam, Linam. So, really creative, but sadly, that is not the correct full form. But again, full marks for creativity. All right. So basically, this boot camp or today's class, if you guys see on the screen, I've attached my notes. These are my personal notes. So this is the entire flow of the session, or for the next 1 hour that we'll be going through, right? I have gone through the introduction. So don't. I feel everybody is done with the introduction. 1 hour was all about the introduction, but great. Now, walk through of what we'll be building. This is the second point that I want to go through. Now, all of you already know what ChatGPT is. Again, both Swecha and Yash spent a good while talking about ChatGPT. So this is the UI part of ChatGPT. Now, what does UI mean and what does UI stand for? UI is what we call as user interface, right? So throughout this bootcamp, or what front end means is the fact that we'll be creating the UI, right? And the UI, like I said, stands for user interface. Now, what is the user interface basically? User interface is whatever the user interacts with. So whatever you see on the screen right now is what we call as the UI, right? So what does HTML and CSS help us do? It helps us to create the UI for our website, right? Now, definitely a website has more than just just the front end, just the UI. It has a back end also. These are all fancy words that you must have all heard if you guys use the internet, right? But like I said, we'll just be taking care of the front end in the next 3 days, and front end is just HTML and CSS. And what front end means is the UI. Now, the UI basically means all of the buttons, all of the colors, all of the words, letters, everything that you see, right? If I click on this, something happens. So the part where I click on this, right? The fact that I can click on something, the fact that I can see something that I can click on, right? If my mouse goes over here, do you guys see how the color of this button changes, right? So this thing, then over here, this animation, the fact that when I hovered over here, I saw this little toolbar. The black text that you see which says hide sidebar is what you call as a toolbar. The fact that you see this, the fact that I can hover over my particular profile and then the color of that profile changes. The fact that I can click over here and I can start typing whatever I want to, right? Let me just ask ChatGPT, what is ChatGPT? Correct. So obviously you guys know how to use ChatGPT. ChatGPT is just used to, you can ask queries. You can, obviously, a lot of you guys use it to solve assignments, right? That is another use case. But right, so ChatGPT is an advanced language model developed by OpenAI. It is based on the GPT 3.5 architecture and a lot of other details, right? So cool. So this is what we'll be building, and I hope all of you guys understand what UI means. So if I ask you today, what does UI mean? UI is user interface, and it just means all of the elements that the user interacts with, all of these buttons, right? Something that you guys need to now understand as developers is that anything that happens on the screen happens because somebody has written some code for it. It is not something that is happening magically, or there's no magic in development, right? Everything happens for a reason. Somebody somewhere has written the code for this button. Somebody somewhere has written the code for this, for this. Each and everything that you see, each and every element, there is some person behind that element who has written some code for it, right? And that is the beauty of development. So I will actually come to my second point with this. So I think everyone is done with the walkthrough, right? I don't need to spend a lot of time on what the UI of ChatGPT is. It is something which I personally find really nice because it's very simple, very minimalistic, and super easy to use, yet it looks really cool. And another company which does something very close to this is Apple, right? Cool, minimalistic products that everyone like. So I really like ChatGPT's UI. It's nothing too complicated, but it is exactly right, exactly what it's supposed to be. Anyways, so okay. So if we are done with the first 2 points, what do you guys say we move to the third point? And third point is actually something that something from a personal experience that I would want to tell you guys. So I see a lot of doubts. Let me just answer them. So Rahul says CSS is the styling sheet which is used to give layout and designs to HTML elements. Exactly. Very well explained, Rahul. Then Mega says HTML is created for structure, CSS for design. Correct. Komal says, in which editor you will be building ChatGPT? In VS Code. We'll come to the editor as well. And I think, Komal, you were there in yesterday's workshop as well. So if you guys didn't know, we at AccioJob, we keep having these workshops, right? Today is a boot camp. That is something different. But I think, let me go to AccioJob's YouTube channel. And if you go to AccioJob's YouTube channel, this is something that we did yesterday, right? I myself took this session where we built a very cool quiz app. So there's an entire playlist at AccioJob's channel. Feel free to watch our videos. They're all very informative and they're all for beginners. So even if you watch it and you're a beginner, I can guarantee you will learn something towards the end, right? So do go and subscribe to the channel, watch this playlist, everything. Okay. So right, coming to the point. All right. If the first 2 points is clear, shall we move ahead? Shall we talk about the extra note as to why development? So I will just take 2 minutes, right? And this is a story, or this is just an example that I like to give to every beginner, right? As to why I personally am very passionate about development, as to why I would want you guys to also, try development. I'm not saying it is the only, tech job that you should have, but definitely give it a shot. And the reason for that is very, very simple, right? Does everyone know what an architect is? What an architect does, right? Quickly in the chats, let me know if you all are aware of what an architect does, right? Architects build buildings, right? They build houses, they build whatever they want to, buildings, malls, airports, whatever, right? Anything that has a structure, a building, a house, whatever, right? So how many of you guys are aware of what an architect does? Let's talk about that. So Sagar says, don't know. I'm pretty sure Sagar was talking about something else, but are all of you guys aware, right? Plans the skeleton, exactly. So thank you, Nilabra, for keeping the session live. Active. Okay. So plans. Ivy says plans. Thank you again, Ivy. Okay. So see, something that an architect, we can just say, builds buildings. Like, to keep our definition simple, they build buildings. Now let's say you are an architect, right? No offense to architects, they are again amazing people. But as an architect, let's say I finished my architecture degree 1 year ago, 2 years ago. I'm a relatively new architect. Can I today decide with the resources that I personally have, right? Can I decide to build a building taller than Burj Khalifa, right? Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world. Can I randomly one day decide, sitting on my couch watching a movie, decide that, oh, I will build a building bigger than Burj Khalifa, right? Even if I decide, can I practically do that? Can one person practically, go ahead and build Burj Khalifa? No, right? The amount of resources, the amount of knowledge, the amount of experience, the amount of permits, a lot of paperwork, a lot of different companies that you would need, a lot of resources that you would need to build Burj Khalifa is not something that a single person can acquire randomly, just, chilling on the sofa one random day, right? Okay. I mean, you guys can plan to build it, but you guys cannot build it. Let's be realistic, guys. I really appreciate your enthusiasm, but it's not a single person's job, correct? But how many people do you think it took to build Facebook or WhatsApp or any other big, developing, website? How many people do you think it took to build Facebook? Facebook is the world's leading, most biggest social media platform, right? It owns WhatsApp, it owns Instagram, it has a parent company called Meta, right? So many crazy things. How do you think that started? Just one person, right? One person with one laptop with an internet connection. Correct? Yeah, I mean, technically two people, but you get the point, right? So the best thing about development that I feel is, once you acquire the knowledge, once you acquire the skills, right, it is just up to you as a person to build whatever you want to, right? There's nothing on your laptop that you cannot build as a developer, and I'm not even kidding. Whatever you see on the screen is actually built by someone. And what did they have? Nothing but just a laptop and some skills. The skills is the hardest part over here, right? Just having the right skills, a laptop and an internet connection is all you need, and you can build any website that you want. And I'm not kidding, be it Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Amazon, Flipkart. And again, if you guys want to know, if you guys are thinking that I'm just lying to you or anything, like I said, we have at AccioJob itself, we have playlists where we have built that, right in front of your eyes. Correct? Not a full-fledged version. Obviously, we cannot build a full-fledged version in just 2 hours, right? It will take a lot of days. But again, it is something which is doable. Correct? Instagram clone, Spotify clone, LinkedIn clone, making snake games, Cred clones, Twitter clones, Netflix clones, right? So this is the best part about development that I feel, that all you need is the right skills, and there's nothing between you and your dream website or your dream project or your dream, whatever you want to build, right? So that is the power that development gives to people. And to whom? To you guys, to me, right? Everyone around us, right? So that is why I personally find development really, really, something to be passionate about, right? I hope I was able to convey this message to you guys, right? As a person randomly sitting on a Monday 9:30 p.m., right? I cannot say that, oh, tomorrow I'm going to build Burj Khalifa. But can I say tomorrow I'm going to build something like Facebook? Definitely. Can I say tomorrow will I build something like Instagram? Definitely, right? And that really excites me. Anyways, so this was just a side note, right? Let's just get started with the session. And okay, so when will this class end? I know you guys have been staying over here for the last 1.5 hours, but I will make sure that the class ends within the next 40-50 minutes. So don't worry, almost there. I'll try to end it by 10-15 ish, right? So don't worry. Okay, so let's get started with the concepts. Did you guys like the short story time that I have, that I gave? Was I able to, kind of motivate you or inspire you or tell you as to why I like development? Do let me know in the chats, and let's keep the chats interactive. Like I said, we have 80 people watching. At least we can have 8-10 replies on the chats, right? So, Ivy, Bhavna, Nilavra, right? Sagar, Soumya, a lot of highs. So, Rahul, Aman, still here? Rohit, are you guys still paying attention? Anyways, so, okay, let's get started with the introduction and the main part. Now, before we get started by the coding part, don't worry, the coding part will come today, right? Thank you, Sriram. Thank you, Anil. Thank you, Nilabra. Really appreciate you guys being very interactive, right? Thank you, Prosoon, Shalaka, Nikita. Really appreciate it. Okay, good. So day one, introduction to HTML, CSS, and the basics of internet. Now, something that before we get started with HTML and CSS, a little topic that I want to touch is how do you think the internet around you works? First, tell me how does or what is the internet? What do you guys think is the internet? Right? So, what do you guys think the internet is? And I can guarantee you the way I'm going to explain it is something that you will not genuinely expect. But what do you think the internet is? Right? Internet is nothing but it is just a wire, and that is about it. What is the use of a wire? To send some data, to send some energy, right? Maybe it's your charging wire. What is the use of a charging wire, right? To maybe send some electricity from the outlet to your phone or to your device, right? What is the, what is the, let's say in those older times there used to be those wires through which we could transfer data as well, right? What used to be the use of those wires? Just to transfer data, right? So at the end of the day, the internet is nothing but it is just simply a lot of computers connected via a wire, and this wire is something that is spread across the entire globe, right? It is under the oceans, under my house, under your house, over your house, maybe through some wires outside, right? All of them are just optical cables, and all they do is just transfer data from one point to the other, from one point to the other. Somebody is communicating to someone, somebody is watching somebody's Instagram live, somebody is watching our YouTube live, somebody is watching, somebody's texting someone, somebody is watching Netflix, right? Everything happens on the internet, and at the end of the day, internet is just constant communication between device to device, right? Maybe right now you guys are listening to me, but you're texting someone, right? I can guarantee you out of 75 people there must be someone who is texting their best friend or their friend, or talking about something totally random. Even they are using that constant connection, right? And that is about it. Right. So now if we talk about how the basics of internet works, right? Internet is just working through a lot of protocols, and those are the things that we call as internet protocols, right? That is what we call as an IP, right? There are a lot of protocols. You want to send a mail, that is a protocol. That is what we call as an SMTP protocol, simple mail transfer protocol. You want to share some files, right? Let's say I download this Notion as a PDF and I share it to you guys, right? How will I share it? Using the FTP protocol, which is the file transfer protocol, right? There are a lot of protocols. If I show you guys right now, protocols, internet, right? There are a lot of transmission control, IP, HTTP. HTTP is the protocol through which we see the websites, right? File transfer, internet control messaging, HTTPS, right? There are, as you guys can see, there are a whole lot of protocols. So the internet is actually nothing but it is a lot of protocols as well. And what is a protocol? It's just a set of rules, right? Let's say I want to send email to Bright Buddies. If you guys don't know, Bright Buddies was Lennon, I think, the person who won the 10-minute uh, the thing that we had, the nice competition that we had, right? So if I want to send an email to Bright Buddies, how will I do that? Right? I will obviously open my Gmail, that's for sure. But what will happen when I click on that enter or that send icon? There's going to be a protocol, there's going to be a bunch of rules which make sure that my email goes to Linen or goes to Bright Buddies properly, right? And that is what you call as a simple mail transfer protocol. That is the SMTP protocol, right? Simple mail transfer protocol, right? So you need to understand that at the end of the day, internet is just a bunch of computers connected to each other who are following a set of rules, a set of guidelines, right? Even though the internet seems like a big place of chaos, it is actually very nicely intertwined and it is very well thought, right? So Sagar Das is asking, is a protocol some sort of programming? No, they're just a bunch of rules. Obviously, they are programmed, so yes. Then how does FTP work? FTP is file transfer protocol. It sends the files data bit by bit, in just a sets of ones and zeros, ones and zeros, ones and zeros, and that is how each and every file is transferred, right? SMTP is simple mail transfer protocol, like I said, for sharing mails. Okay. Umakant says, sir, how does SSL come into the picture? So SSL will come into the picture in a little while. It's for security, but we will talk about that as well. Okay. So first tell me, how many of you guys are good with the concept of internet? Did I do a little justice of that? Did I touch it properly? What do you guys think? Right? How do you think the internet works, right? We will talk about it a lot in depth, but for a general idea, are you guys comfortable with the concept of internet? Obviously, everyone uses it daily, but do let me know. What do you guys think? We will dive deep into this concept, don't worry. But for now, what do you guys think? Are we good to go to move forward? Right? Do you guys enjoy the way that I am teaching right now? What do you guys think? Should I change something? What is the feedback on the first few, I guess, 20 minutes? Right? Are you guys enjoying? Sanjana says yes. I'm glad. Anis says yes. Sagar says yes. Obviously, Sagar, the next 20 minutes we're going to talk about that. Ghanshyam says yes. Okay, I'm glad that you guys are enjoying. And all right, thank you, Nilavra, for your permission. Nilavra says you may proceed, so we shall proceed now. Okay, so now remember when I said that internet is just a bunch of computers connected to each other, right? Like my computer is connected to some computer, right? Rohit's computer, Venkata's computer, Nikita's computer, everyone's computer is somehow connected, right? That is when we say a connection is established. So what is a let's talk about this. So what do we call a computer which is connected to the internet, right? That becomes a server. Not every computer is a server, but at the end of the day, this word is something that you might have seen or heard, right? Sometimes, on New Year's, by the way, every New Year at 12 a.m., WhatsApp goes down or Instagram goes down. And what do people say? Oh, WhatsApp servers are down, Instagram servers are down, right? I'm pretty sure this has been happening for the last 2 3 years. I personally myself, every New Year's, after I wish everyone, I wait for WhatsApp to go down, and it definitely does. For the last 3 years, it has been going down. So what do we say when WhatsApp goes down? Right? Do we say Mark Zuckerberg has slept? No. We say that the servers are down, right? So what is a server? So a server basically is just a computer that is connected to the internet, who has been given or which has been given this responsibility on their shoulders to transfer data from one another, right? Consider it this way: there's just a computer. It could be my personal Mac, it could be your computer, any computer, right? Just a CPU, not even something that needs a screen, just a CPU, right? Just a CPU that has been given this responsibility that, hey, you are going to talk to the internet, and you're going to make sure that if Avi texts Rohit, or Avi is texting Shalaka, or Avi is texting Bright Buddies or Nikita, right? If Avi texts, make sure Avi's text comes to you and you send it back. Make sure you save it in your database. Make sure you do a lot of things, right? So imagine that, and that is what a server is. At the end of the day, a server is just a computer which has been given the responsibility to maybe talk to the internet, talk to your clients, right? What is a client? You guys. The user becomes a client, right? And the backend, maybe the database, right? A server is nothing but it is just a computer that has been given the access to, or maybe the responsibility to talk and make sure that everything is working just fine, right? All right. So now this is the part where I will explain properly how all of these two things come into pictures, right? We talked about servers, we talked about internet being a wire, and how somebody, somewhere, something is connected, right? I've just given you the gist. Now I will tell you exactly how any or anything on the internet happens, right? So are you guys ready for part 3, which is the main part, right? I know that you guys might not understand part 1 and part 2, but after part 3 you guys will understand everything, and that is a personal promise that I'm making to you guys. So what do you guys think? Shall we talk about part 3? Are you guys good to go with that? So Pujita says yes. Nilavra says yes. That is really good. Rohit, what about you? Nikita says yes. Thank you, everyone. All right. So let's talk about how everything happens. So, okay. So, firstly, I would like to give you guys an example of a real day example. How everyone knows about mails, and not emails, the post office mails, right? The post. If I want to post a letter, everyone knows that. I think in it is mandatory for every 10th class student in India or 12th class student in India to know how to write the letter to the editor, letter to a person, letter to a professional, right? I'm pretty sure all of us have gone through that, right? So let's say we are back 20, 30 years, and we are writing a letter. Let's say I'm writing a letter to Bright Buddies, right? So I've written a very beautiful letter. I've said, hi Bright Buddies, congratulations for winning the APL, right? You might get a chance to win the watch and really proud of the answers that you've given. Right, I've written a really nice letter to Bright Buddies. Now, what do I do with that letter? How do I make sure that it goes from my hand? I don't have a piece of paper right now, but let's say, how do I make sure that it goes from my hand to Bright Buddy's hands? How do I make sure that happens? I go to a post office, right? Now, when I go to the post office will ask me something. What does the post office ask me? Can I just walk in there and be like, hey, send this letter to Bright Buddies, right? Can I do that? No, right? They will not even entertain me. They will just ask me to get out, right? I cannot just go to a post office and be like, give this to Bright Buddies. They will ask, what is the address where you want to send it to, right? Or to whom do you want to send it to? There are a lot of things that they ask nowadays, right? Let me just show you guys a picture of exactly what I'm talking about. So, do you guys see this? Or do you guys see this? I think in India, this is how the letter card looks like. I'm not sure if it still looks like this, but from my childhood, I do remember it used to look like this at one time. But let's just talk about this. Right? Do you guys see this? This? I think everybody is getting what I'm trying to say now. Do you guys see the amount of information that is there on this packet? Right? It has my address, it has the sender's address, it has the receiver's address, it has the stamps. Why are stamps needed, by the way? Do you guys know why stamps are needed? Anyone? What do you guys think? Why are stamps needed? Why are stamps a thing? What do you guys think? Right? There's so much information on just the cover of the postcard that I want to send. And this is what will make sure that the letter that I've written for Bright, exactly, Nilavra, you have used the exact word, and I'm really glad that you have. So, okay. So this is basically the format which will let me say that, okay, the letter that is in my hand, it will go to the hands of Bright Buddies, right? Now, for that, I need a lot of things. Let's just quickly note down the things that you guys or I need. I will probably need a sender's address. Where am I sending it to? I have zoomed in my screen so that you guys can see sender's address, right? Receiver's address, right? Date, very important. Why are dates important? So that we know if this is today's letter, or if this is this a 10-year-old letter that somebody has even forgotten about? Is it a 100-year-old letter that, maybe both the sender and the receivers are dead by now? So we do need the date as well, right? Then pin code, very good. Pin code. Then what else do we need? Yes, Amsa, I will catch up. Don't worry. But okay, what else? Right? The post stamp, right? A lot of things. So just like a letter needs a lot of information, right? These computers also need a lot of information to communicate, right? So now this is the part which gets very exciting. So everybody knows what google.com is. Right now we searched on google.com. Let's say I visit google.com. What do you think happens? Or let's say I search something. I search for AccioJob, right? What do you guys think happens when I do this? Right? I am sending basically a request to Google servers. I am communicating with the Google servers, right? Then the Google server sends me something. So understand this. When I searched AccioJob and when I press enter, the moment I click on this search bar or I press enter, that is when I am sending the letter to Bright Buddies, whereas Bright Buddies over here is Google. And when I get all of this data, do you guys know how the loading happens? Do you guys see when the loading happens? Right? Let me just show you guys quickly. For some reason, my internet is working really fast. I wanted to click a screenshot, but I hope everybody knows there's some delay, right? So that delay is basically when Bright Buddies or Google is sending me back the data. So Bright Buddy is saying, thank you for congratulating, right? And so on, right? I'm really excited you guys gave me the opportunity or something, correct? So that is basically when we say a communication has happened, right? That is when my letter goes to Bright Buddies letter comes to me. And that is exactly how the internet also works. Whereas from my computer, which is what we call as the client sends a request. A request is nothing but it is that packet. What is the packet? It contains information, right? I'm searching for AccioJob. It will contain the data. It will contain that who am I sending this to? What am I sending? When am I sending this? What all information am I sending? What kind of information am I sending? or what kind of information am I expecting? A lot of data made into a packet and then sent, like a letter, right? A letter has something inside of it. A letter is wrapped also, right? And then what does Bright Buddies or Google do? Google says, hey, I received your letter. Thank you so much for sending me the letter. Here you go. Here is the information that you need, right? And then Google sends another packet, right? So at the end of the day, communication between computers or servers happens through packets, right? And now the exciting part comes is, what is the address? I did not answer this question, right? What is the address? How does my computer know that it is sending my letter, my packet, the fact that I was searching AccioJob to Google? Why? Okay. Have you guys ever wondered that I am searching for AccioJob over here? Why did only Google show up? Why not Bing? Why not Yahoo? Right? I mean, my as a user, I just want to know about AccioJob. Why did only Google say that, hey, here you go? Why not Yahoo? Or why not, somebody else? Bing, whoever? Because I'm obviously at Google's website. If somebody joins this live session right now in the last 5 seconds, they will probably think I'm dumb. But what my point of this was that we have already mentioned the address where we are sending the packet to, and the address from where we want the packet. We have already mentioned that I want to talk to Google and I only want Google's information. I don't want anybody else's information, right? So how does the internet, or how does my computer know that the letter is going the right place? Everyone will say, because in the URL you have said google.com, right? But google.com is something that is readable to humans. Can computer understand that? Does computer know who Google is or what Google is? How does the computer differentiate between Google and Yahoo? Right? It is the same thing as me expecting the post office guy to say, "Oh, I know who Bright Buddies is. Oh, I know who Sucheta is. I know who Umakant is. I know who Nilavra Ajay is." Post office guy is not going to say that ever. That, oh, I know who this person is, right? So how does the post office guy or the post office know where to send this packet to, the address, right? So when I say this, https www.google.com, this is what we call as a domain, right? Now the domain is not the address. It is technically, this is just the URL. The URL is the entire thing, by the way. Okay. So another concept that we'll talk about is URL, but right now let's just talk about this. The domain is, we can say, the address, but the address is actually a number. The address is actually a unique number. And what that unique number is called? That unique number is what we call as an IP address. See, address comes in that IP address. I think we all have seen hacking movies, or movies where hacking is happening, and they all say that, oh, I've hacked into the IP address. Oh, I have received their IP address, and now I can, hack into this or that or something cool, right? So everything happens because of the IP address on the internet. Exactly, Subhash. So everyone say, congratulations, Subhash. Thank you, Subhash, for the right answer, right? So now we will talk about what an IP address is and what the domain name is, right? And what this domain name system is, right? So, okay, the domain is the address which is visible to us as humans, people who can understand English. We can see that, oh, https www.google.com. But saying google.com is equivalent to saying to the post office, send this letter to Subhash, right? Now, who Subhash, where Subhash, the post office guy will not know. So what will the post office guy need? The exact address. Now, where is this address coming from? This address is what is coming from this domain name system. Now, the DNS is like a phone book, right? The DNS is like a unique phone book where the DNS will say that, okay, you wanted data from google.com, you said. So you will say, yes, I want data from google.com. So what will DNS do? DNS will say, oh, the address of google.com is this particular number. And it will give you a number something like this, 192 point something 089 some one thing something like this. It will give you a number exactly like this, right? I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Let me just paste it over here, right? So what DNS will do? DNS is basically like a phone book, like a and directory where you will say google.com points to this address. So when we say I want data from google.com, what does my computer understand? My computer understands that this is the address where they want to pass or want to send the data to. This 192.129.128.912, right? Some random number like this. And this is what we call as your IP address. Why is this your IP address? Because this is the unique address that every system, every computer, every server, every computer gets, right? Exactly, Subhash. So basically, the domain is something that we use, but at the back end, at the behind the screen, how does a computer know where to send the data? Through this IP address. Am I making sense now? So what is the DNS? The DNS stands for domain name system. And what does the domain name system mean? It just means that every domain, be it google.com, New York Times, yahoo.com, acciojob.com, every domain has been given an IP address, which is a unique address. And through this address, we can basically send some data, receive some data, right? So it is basically like saying, when I say google.com, I mean this number, right? Now, whenever we type a URL, what is a URL? This entire thing, this entire big thing is what a URL is. A URL is what we call as a uniform resource locator, right? This is something that contains a lot of information. It does not only contain the domain, but it contains more information, right? We will not talk about the information that it contains, but just trust me on this, it contains a lot of information. But the only information that we need to worry about is the domain, right? It definitely knows the domain, and through the domain and using the DNS, the domain name system, we get the IP address. And when we get the IP address, that is when I can pinpoint to Bright Buddies' computer and I can say, hey, send my letter over here, send my packet over here. When I get the IP address, that is when I can get a lot of information. And you guys will be shocked the amount of information that I can get using just IP addresses. Let's Google that. Right, what is the information, right? So let's I will try to find a good article, but I can tell you we can get their geolocation, we can get what kind of internet they have, what kind of computer they're using, we can get that, we can pinpoint their exact location. So if someday somebody gives out somebody's IP address, you can get their exact location to the exact coordinates, right? And this is something which is very scary but very cool as well, right? So that is why they say not to use your public not to use public wi-fi's. And the reason for that is because you can get to know so much about a person, because every packet that you're sending, your IP address can be taken out through that, right? I can get to know that is somebody using Airtel, is somebody using Geo, is somebody using some else Wi-Fi, right? Some other company's Wi-Fi. I can get to know where you're sitting. I can get to know what system, what computer you're using. Are you using a Mac? Are you using a Windows? Are you using an iPhone? Are you using something, right? Exactly. Now Nilavra says we can use a VPN instead. Now what does a VPN do? VPN gives you somebody else's IP address. It just connects you to some other computer, and then your request go through. So what will Google know? That, oh, your request is coming through that computer, right? So all right, I covered a whole lot of concepts, but do tell me, are you guys aware of what servers are? Let's just do a quick recap. Basics of how internet works. Internet is nothing but it is a wire connected to a lot of computers. In between these computers, there are certain DNS servers, right? What is a server? A server is just a computer who has been given some responsibility. Some server might have some other responsibilities. Some servers might have some other responsibilities. Just a computer who has been given some task, right? Then what is a DNS? A DNS is a domain name system. It is just like a phone book which says that, oh, when I type in www.google.com, it will say that here you go, this is the address, right? Because just by the name, I will not be able to do anything. Computers don't understand names. What computer understands are exact IP addresses, right? What is the domain name? Domain name is the unique name that you can get yourself, like AccioJob.com, Google.com, OpenAI.com, right? Domain name is basically this part of the domain, this part of the URL, right? Which helps you get which connects to an IP address, and basically it's an English version of the IP address, which means that you can communicate through this domain. Because if everybody, imagine if you guys had to remember numbers, imagine instead of google.com, every day you had to go to Google, not to Google, go to your browser and type 192.128 point something something something, right? That's not cool, that's not fun. We are not computers, we are humans. Something readable. So that is what domain helps us to do, right? Okay. Then IP addresses, unique addresses. There are two types of IP addresses: IPv6, IPv4. IPv4 are these dot ones. IPv6 are more complicated. It has alphanumerical letters and it has colons in it, right? Not important. Okay. So all of our theory stuff is done, and I see a lot of you guys are already very eager to learn about the coding part. But do tell me if you guys have now understood how the internet around you is working. What do you guys think? And something that I would want you guys, all of you guys, to do is go to ChatGPT and actually write, how does the internet work? And instead of saying how does the internet work, just say, explain it to me like I am 6 years old, and then see what does ChatGPT say, right? And I would really appreciate if all of you guys went through this particular definition, and you guys can learn anything that you want to at chat through ChatGPT. Just say, explain me this in a simple way, or as if I'm 5 years old, 6 years old, 3 years old, right? If you want it simpler, just keep going down in the age. If you want it more complex, then you can even say stuff like, explain how the internet works as if I'm a PhD in network, right? Explain internet to me as if I am a PhD student in doing CS, right? And it will probably explain it in a much more complicated way. As you guys can see, it does that, right? So keep playing around and keep seeing the different kind of definitions it gives depending on your level. Like I said, I know that a lot of you guys are not coming from tech, so I would really appreciate if you started using ChatGPT, the tool that we will be building in the next 2 days or 3 days, right? Through your level of understanding. And that is the real power that Nilavra said, power of AI, the real power of AI, right? Google does not know what your level of understanding is, but you can explain your level of understanding to ChatGPT, and then let ChatGPT explain that concept to you, right? I will not lie to you. I myself have learned a lot of concepts using ChatGPT, right? Just like this. Explain to me as if I'm 5 years old, 6 years old, 10 years old, as if I'm a beginner, as if I'm an intermediate, right? Definitely no one in the development community will ever say no to googling, or will ever say no to not referring to materials. Nobody remembers everything. Everybody uses the internet. Whatever we are building is on the internet, so we are allowed to use the internet, right? Learning will never happen isolated. Always use a lot of resources to learn. Anyways, okay. So everyone, are you guys ready to finally get started with the coding part of today's class? Somehow the students have decreased. There are only 50 people watching, but it is about time as well. In the next 10-15 minutes, we will end this session. Don't worry, right? I will not take a lot of your time. I know everyone is tired. Just 10 minutes more, and we will talk about VS Code, HTML, CSS, and what we'll be doing in the next classes. What do you guys think? Nilavra, Om Gopal, Rohit, Amsa, are you guys still here? Nilavra says, ready to code. Subhash, are you still here? Bright Buddy, Sriram, Prasun, Karan. Karan says, let's go. All right, Karan, let's listen to Karan, everyone, and let's go. Okay. So, all right. First, tell me, how will I start coding, or how will I make my website? How will I make ChatGPT? I cannot just write it anywhere, right? If I want to write a letter, I will write it on a letter. If I want to make a painting, I will paint it on a piece of paper, on an empty sheet. I cannot paint on, on a water bottle, or I mean, people do that nowadays, but right. So before starting anything, you need the right tools, right? You need the right tools. Even if you want to build Burj Khalifa, right, you will need the right tools and resources. So obviously, the only resources that you need for to make ChatGPT, like I said, is an internet connection, laptop, and that's about it, and AccioJob, obviously, right? Okay. So what we'll be doing now is we'll be installing VS Code, and I hope most of you guys have it already. If you guys don't, just go to VS Code, and you can just go to the first website, download VS Code for your system. If it's a Mac, download it this way, Windows this way, Linux this way, right? Just download VS Code, and it is a very simple application, and this is what we actually call as a code editor, right? This is actually what we call as a code editor, right? Or an integrated development environment, which is called as an IDE, right? Yes. So Sanjana, you can definitely install extensions. So let me just tell you guys what those extensions mean. So this is how VS Code looks like. Once you have downloaded it, this is how it will look like. It will say welcome, right? It is something that has been, I think, I'm not sure if developed, but definitely Microsoft owns VS Code as of right now. I don't know if originally also they made VS Code, but anyways, right? Yeah. So this is what you see. Correct. And the best part about VS Code is you can just create a new folder. Let's say the new folder will be live session and GPT, right? And what I can do is this folder that I have just created, I can just drag this and put it inside my VS Code. And when I do that, my VS Code opens that folder for me, right? Now I can just go over here and make my first file. And the first file that we'll be making is what we call as index.html. What does this .html mean? Do you guys know what extensions mean? .pdf, .txt, .png, .jpeg, .mov, you know, a lot of extensions. I feel everyone knows a lot of. There's an extension by my name also, by the way, .avi, right? I used to get bullied, not bullied, but I used to, my friends used to call me .avi all the time because of this. So, right, there are a lot of extensions, correct? So, we will be creating a file called index.html. And what will that allow us to do is basically say or code our HTML file, right? And that is that. So, .jsx, Rohit, exactly. Buddy says .py, exactly. Good job, right? And something that I'll just show is we created this over here, index.html, right? We just created index.html over here. And if I go to my folder, right, I actually see index.html, right? So that is why VS Code is a really cool tool. You can create files, you can edit files, you can do a lot of things using just VS Code, correct? So, okay. So we'll be creating two files to create ChatGPT. One will be an index.html and the other is what we'll be calling as styles.css. Again, .css is the styling file, right? Don't worry, these are just files that we are creating, right? Like any PNG or a JPG or any other file, like I said, these are just files that we are creating, right? Anyways, so okay, these are the two files that we have created, and we obviously will have to write some code as well, but I'll get back to that. So now, what is HTML and what does it let us do? Now, this is, I'm going exactly 1 hour ago when I started. And the first thing that I said when I started was, what do you guys think HTML is? Right? So now this is the part where I give you my answer. And HTML is basically what we call as hypertext markup language. And what that it is just some code that we write to structure our HTML page or our web page, right? Every web page has been written in HTML. And this is the coolest thing that you'll ever, when I first got to know about this was completely, mind blowing to me. The fact that I can go to any website, be it google.com or anything, click on inspect element. And the moment I click on inspect element, I see some code over here. Now, over here, I just wanted to look at this. What does this say? What are these four letters? HTML, hypertext markup language, right? So, and now, be it google.com, be it netflix.com, be it instagram.com, be it AccioJob.com, whatever the website may be, at the end of the day, right? No matter if you create a website using React, no matter you create a website using some other technologies like Angular, right? No matter you create a website using Next.js, at the end of the day, everything on the internet becomes an HTML file. Everything boils down to this. This is actually like saying alphabet, right? A, B, C, D. At the end of the day, this, even the screen that we see right now has A, B, C, D in it, right? So this is how fundamental of a concept HTML is, right? Everything on the internet is an HTML file, right? Not everything, but anything that you see, any website you visit, right? So how do you create an HTML file? Just say index.html, and then inside index.html, you need to say HTML and HTML. Over here, this is the starting tag, and this is the closing tag. So the way to create any element is using a starting and a closing tag. So basically, in HTML, you will say something like this. You will say element, right? Then slash element. So element and slash, this is the starting. Anything over here will be the content, and this is the ending tag. Starting tag, content, ending tag, and that's it. So basically, to create your HTML file, you will say HTML. Then every HTML will have a head and a body. These two things are very necessary. Like any human has a head and a body, right? So we have head and body over here. Then we can give a title to our HTML file. We can say Chat GPT Bootcamp. And as you guys can see, the head contains the title. What will the body contain? Something like Hello World, right? So basically HTML, then head, title, this is the title, this is the body, right? The body contains hello world, the title contains the title. Now, how do you see the output of this, right? How do you see the output? Now, there are two ways. One is this extension that I highly recommend. Go to extensions and go download this live server. This is an extension which allows you to start your HTML project quickly. Just go to extensions and download this or click on go live. All right. If you don't do that, completely fine. Go to your Google Chrome or any other browser of your choice. Right. Go to Google Chrome or any other browser of your choice, and you just need to say Control O or go to Files and click on Open File. Then go to your desktop or wherever you have saved your particular, the HTML file. Go to the live folder and click on Index, and that will take you to the HTML file. Now, here comes the interesting part. If you inspect element and go over here, what do you see? HTML head, title, head, body, HTML. Isn't this the same as something that we have written over here? Right? So basically, what we have done is the fact that now whatever code we are writing, we will be seeing it over here. And you see hello world also. If I write hello or congratulations, bright buddies. Right? If I say congratulations, bright buddies, if I go over here, over here, I still see hello world. Right? But if I refresh, I see congratulations, bright buddies. Now what happened? Basically, I had changed this file and I had to reload this file. I had to reload, refresh, right? And that's about it, right? And something that you see over here is also the address, the URL. This is what is allowing me to fetch my HTML file, and that's it, right? And just like that, you have successfully created your first HTML page or your first HTML, not website, a web page. What do you guys think about this? Right? So not only did we cover that, we will also cover CSS, but let's not cover CSS today, right? I will cover CSS later, right? But today, so far, in just about an hour, we have covered the basics of how internet works. What is a server? What is a DNS system? What is a domain name? What is an IP address? What are developer tools, and so on, right? Developer tools, I mean, we're just using VS Code, but there are a lot of developer tools like Atom. For a good while, I used to use or love Atom a lot. Atom code editor is a very cool code editor, but like I will tell you, VS Code is the best out there. You will eventually come to VS Code, so might as well start with VS Code, right? There are a lot of web editors, IDEs, code editors, right? HTML is the language that we'll be using. It is not a programming language, markup language. There's a difference, but for now, let's just say HTML is the language in which we'll be coding our website, or in which any website ever in the history of websites have been coded, right? Then CSS is where we'll be styling it. CSS is a style sheet. I'll talk about this tomorrow as well, right? VS Code, obviously, I've given you some points about VS Code, and yeah, right. So, what do you guys think? Did we not cover a lot in just an hour? I personally feel we have covered a lot, right? What do you guys feel? Did I do justice to all of these topics? Did you guys enjoy the way that I'm teaching? Right? Because at the end of the day, in the next 2 days, we will be working together by building ChatGPT. And by the way, tomorrow in the first half of the class, I'll also be taking a resume vetting session. So I'll also give you guys certain inputs on how to make resumes and how to add certain things in your resumes. I think even Yash today talked about how important it is to have the right resume. So we'll have a session on that as well tomorrow. Ravi, I think so. There are certain extensions already out there, but definitely do Google about it, or yeah, you will have to Google about it, right? Thank you, Subhash. Thank you, Nikita. Special shout out to all of you guys for being so interactive today, right? And do not leave the session right now. We will be floating a form. It is a mandatory assessment that you have to take, right? So we will be floating that form right now in the chat so that you guys can definitely go ahead, fill that, and uh, we will get to know if you guys have understood what we have learned today or not, right? Apart from that, I think there will be a Discord group which will be created. So stay active on that. This Notion link will be given to you guys. I will make sure of that. For now, I will again send it in the chats. But right, no, Mohammed, this is Muzamil, this is a completely free course. Don't worry. And great. So okay, we already have a Discord group. So I hope you guys are there. And all right. So I think we can have the form floated now, right? The tally form, the final assessment for today's class. And we can end today's session. If anyone has any doubts, let me know. And again, thank you all for being such active and good listeners. Really appreciated it. I hope we keep the session as interactive as it was today. But yes. So all right, let me just share the link of the form to you guys as well, right? So okay, so assignment one, you guys can see that the form has been there by AccioJob. I will also send it in the chats. It's the same link, right? So go to the tally form, and it's an assignment that we have to do, right? And I am okay. All right. So do tell me if the tally form is opening or not. The form is in the chat, Sriram. I think both me and AccioJob, we have both sent it in the chats, right? It has been sent again and again. Yes, it is opening. Let me also open it on my end. And okay. See, even this is an HTML form. All right. Okay, so this form is opening, and you guys can click on enter your name, enter your correct phone number, and please enter your correct name, because obviously, if you want to, get your dream smartwatch, you should do that. And right, I hope you guys don't cheat. I hope you guys don't use ChatGPT to answer these questions, but definitely go ahead and play this and submit, and that's about it. Right? All right. So if the form is opening, do you guys want me to discuss it, or do you guys want to do it on your own? I think it's an assignment, so you guys should do it on your own, and that is how you guys will definitely get to learn. So please attempt it and fill in your correct details, your right details, and then we shall, I guess, meet tomorrow then, right? On your own? Okay, great. So Nilavra says on your own. I think we should do it on our own, and or you guys should do it on your own. And right. So let me just end today's session then, guys. I hope you guys do the assignment. Please let me know if you've already submitted it or not. Let's just wait for 2-3 more minutes. And if you guys have already submitted it, it's a good job. And leave it in the chats right now and tell me if you guys have already attempted it or not. It shouldn't take a lot of time. I think there are only 3 questions there. So yes, it's done. Amsa says it's done. Congratulations, Amsa. Nilavra, what about you? Ghansham, what about you? Right, Ravi, Sriram, completed. Subhash says completed. Amsa says completed. Nikita says completed. Great, great. So, all right, perfect. Nilavra got 40 on 40. Nilavra got 40. Subhash got 50. Okay, I see. Pretty cool. Good job, guys. And okay. So, all right. I'm really proud of you guys today. And let's meet tomorrow, same time, 8 to 10. And we shall discuss the resume writing session tomorrow. And yes, thank you for being such a great audience. Thank you for being so active in the chats and keeping the morale up. And yes, have a good night, everyone. Enjoy your Monday nights, and let's meet tomorrow.